One of the reasons that pros make the game look so easy is they can read the ball incredibly well and they can track the ball effectively through to contact. This allows them to set up in better positions, it gives them more time on their shots and enables them to hit the ball more cleanly and consistently. And that's why I want to show you a very simple drill that you can work on to improve your visual skills to help you track the ball more effectively. So what I'm going to show you how to do is a simple training exercise to improve the quality of your eye movements, because eye movements are the foundational visual skill that goes into ball tracking. So what we're going to be working on here are the 6 different eye muscles that move the eyes in different directions. Now these muscles are like every other muscle in the body. They can be weak, deconditioned and poorly coordinated, or they can be strong, well conditioned and well coordinated. And unfortunately most people spend a lot of time sitting, looking at screens and looking at phones and different things, and that means that the eye muscles aren't really trained to do what they need to do. So then people head out on court and it's just too much for their system to handle and they can't track the ball effectively. So the exercise that I'm going to show you is going to help to work on these eye muscles. It's also going to train different parts of the brain that are responsible for creating eye movements, because we've got different types of eye movements, we've got a number of different brain areas involved, and the same thing applies. If we don't use it properly, it doesn't function properly. So I'm going to show you a simple exercise that you can incorporate, and the best way to do this is before you practice. So literally doing this as part of your warm-up, I expect that you'll notice that you're able to track the ball more effectively during that practice session, especially if you also make it a priority to try and watch the ball through to contact and kind of focus on trying to read where the ball's going a little bit quicker. So the exercise, really simple. You can use a tennis ball, you can use anything else with some kind of visual target. So I'm going to be looking at the number 1 as my visual target. And then I'm going to be doing eye circles. So I'm going to do eye circles with both eyes, then eye circles with each eye individually, and then go back and do eye circles with both eyes together. So I'm going to start holding it in the bottom position, looking at the 1, and I'm going to do half the circle with one hand, change and do half the circle with the other hand. I'm just going to do 2 circles in each direction. And when I do this, I'm going to try and keep my head as still as possible. Now, because I'm talking, I might not be doing it perfectly, I might be moving my head, but it's really important for you to try and keep your head completely still when you do it. So that's the end of my second circle. I'm now going to cover one of my eyes and do 2 circles in each direction with just my left eye. Now, like I said, it's very important to try and keep your head still, because we're training the accuracy and the quality of the eye movements. So if every time I move to the left, my head is moving to the left as well, that's not going to train the eye muscles in the way that we want. So it is a really good idea to record yourself doing this. It might sound a little bit over the top, but I've done this with hundreds of tennis players, and most players, when they start doing it, they're moving their head and they think they're keeping their head still. So just like it's a really good idea to record yourself playing so you can find out what's actually happening, it's a really good idea to record your eye movements. So I've done 2 without, 2 with the left, 2 with the right, and now I'm going to go for 2 with both eyes again. So I'm trying to keep my head as still as possible. And the other thing that you might notice as you're doing this is that your eyes are losing the target. So you might think that you're keeping your eyes on the target, but then when you watch it back, you might find that in actual fact, you weren't tracking the ball very well at all. Okay, so there you have it. A nice simple exercise to improve the quality of your eye movements, to activate the different eye muscles and to start to activate some of these brain areas. Really simple to add in as part of your warm-up. Now, I want to give you some additional help, because in addition to the visual side of things, players aren't able to read where the ball's going and they have difficulties on that side of things. The other major problem that I see with tennis players is the footwork. Partly because they can't read where the ball's going accurately enough, but also because a lot of people just don't work on their footwork. And it's such an important thing to work on, which is why I made a free program to show you how to program in specific footwork patterns so that then you can set up in better positions for your shots. So by training your vision and by training footwork, it can make a massive difference in your performance. So if you like that free footwork program, I'll place a link up there, and I'll place a link down in the description, and that will allow you to get hold of it. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about vision training in tennis, then I think the best video for you to watch is going to be this one, because it's going to show you a couple of really cool assessments for different visual skills that I find a lot of players have problems with.